Answer the question. We are not going to go into the question as to what has happened in Karnataka, what has happened in Telangana,
I have also
what has happened in Maharashtra.
Then, my lord, we will also confine. My lord. I have also confined myself.
Eating up my time.
Rather than engaging with him now and
They've
eating up
already
my
eaten
time, let me
1.5
go on,
hours.
Malas, with the matter.
Yes.
Because we are now
They've already eaten
page
1.5 hours.
council single state rule will be
Well,
within
we
our
are
time.
now
Yes.
Now, Malas,
single council,
54
single
to
state rule will be
60.
within our time.
Where
Yes.
your lordship
Now, Malas, 54
had
to
stopped.
60.
My written
Where your
submission
lordship's
2.2
had stopped.
my written submission 2.2,
Give me the correct page. Don't
which
do
is
those
your
things.
lordship's volume 2.2, 533 is the larger
Which is your
page,
lordship's
and
volume
the smaller
2.2,
page is
533 is the larger page, and the smaller page is 54.
Yes. Page 400 and
533 is the
page
larger
400
page.
and
533 is the larger
yes.
page.
All my
The
lords
smaller
have it.
page is 54.
My volume
Yes.
is 2.2. All my lords have it.
You had already
My
travelled
volume is
beyond that.
2.2.
Yes, your lordship has
You
travelled
have
3 pages
already
beyond that.
travelled beyond that.
So, yes, your lordship has
You have
travelled 3
travelled
pages
to
beyond that.
Kameshwar
Correct.
Street.
So, this 54
My lord is right.
smaller
Absolutely
page
correct. Lordship
till
remembers.
60. This 54
theme.
smaller page
Half
till
of which your
60
lordship has done.
is the theme.
is actually
Half of which your lordship has done.
withholding assent
The theme is
simpliciter.
actually withholding assent simpliciter.
Justice Narasimha does it have. My lord has got that. Justice Narasimha does it have. My lord has got that. 2.2 Malas, my submission. Yes.
Page
2.2,
3.
533, which is small page 54. My lord will use the small page. 54. Justice Suryakant has got it. So 6 pages till page 60 is the issue of withholding assent simpliciter, which otherwise colloquially we are calling falling through. Falling through. Now, Malas, I will not read these 6 pages because half of it your lordship is done.
Report 60 is simply withholding.
Assent simpliciter, withholding assent simpliciter, which we are discussing along with the falling through concept. Falling through is not a head by itself. It's the withholding simpliciter category, which is also linked to falling through. Now, instead of reading these 6 pages, 3 of which I think your lordship has already read, let me, to focus, give your lordship 6 bullets of my entire argument on falling through. At this point, lordship, do me the favor of noting it down, just 2 lines each, because that will be focused. It's dealt with in these 6 pages. Malas, number 1, falling through is not an independent argument, obviously. It is a simpliciter withholding explanation. That's 1. So you have to see it in the light of, is there a category of simpliciter withholding, which my learned friend also describes as falling through? Is there a new separate category of withholding simpliciter? Number 2, the falling through occurs unless the first proviso is completed, is what those 2 judgments mean. The falling through occurs unless the first proviso is completely followed. Point 2.
So their argument is,
He just holds it back
yeah,
and doesn't have to return it.
put
Correct.
it back, and even if you don't follow,
Correct. I'm answering that. So, my answer is no. The falling through occurs only when the entire first proviso is not followed. There is no falling through by holding assent back and not sending it back. And let me explain my third point, how that happens. The first proviso is a complete code in itself, and it involves compositely and telescopically the following steps: withholding and returning back is one telescoped composite step. Withholding assent and sending back, returning the bill, is one telescoped composite step.
holding and
Returning, I mean, let's call it sending back. I mean, just, we are not using constitutional terms, just sending back is one composite step. Second, reconsideration by the House is step 2. All a complete code. The framers have thought of it and put it in the first proviso.
What was the second thing?
Reconsideration by the House, the
Reconsideration.
Assembly.
Yes.
Third, repassage by the Assembly. They are linked, but I'm separating them.
Passage or repassing?
Repassing, I mean this, repassing, correct, repassing by the Assembly.
By the legislature.
Legislature.
Simply because it could be.
Legislature.
If it is a bicameral house.
Correct. And returning to the Honorable Governor. Now, there are innumerable actual cases and perfectly understandable, that's my fifth point or fourth point, that the Assembly may not want to send it back, may not want to pass it,
Then it would.
may have a change in policy, may decide to completely modify it out of identity. I mean, your Lordship doesn't have to consider all the possibilities.
Only in that event it will fall.
It falls through. Naturally, it falls through. And frankly, it can fall through even at the last of those stages. We have considered it in the Assembly, but we don't want to pass it again. It happens, Malus. So many times the bills are withdrawn. That is the way in which, that's my point number 4. Point number 5. All the judgments cited by Mr. Mehta are not falling through the phrase. They are all followed unless the first proviso. If my Lord recollects, I hope my Lord recollect. I'm saving time. Those 2 judgments have falls through unless the first proviso. It says so.
Unless the first proviso is followed.
That is the meaning which I have given. The first proviso following is this.
Their argument, unfortunately,
The first step, he says, is an independent step of withholding, no returning back. That's where he makes the break. The short point is, Mr. Mehta makes, according to my respectful and humble submission, an artificial break at keeping it locked in his cupboard and not sending back. Then the 6th reason was,
according to him, if the governor decides to withhold it and keep it back, then it will automatically fall.
then all these steps, the proviso is not necessary. In fact, back to the Assembly, Assembly reconsideration, Assembly repassing and sending it back. All these stops at the first stage. That's for a Lordship ultimately, but the Constitution is not going to say everything. Otherwise, Manoj, your lawyers would be superfluous and Constitution benches also would be superfluous. Now, Manoj, the next point on the bullet. Next.
So next, the last point is only if the Assembly does not pass it.
Yes. In these various forms.
For variety of reasons. Then only it will fall through.
And no, the last point was that the 2 cases he cites for falls through. My Lord recollects Kameshwar and Valuri. My Lord remembers it. My Lord has read it in my head. All say falls through. Immediate next 5 words are unless the proviso. Just glance at it for a second, Manoj. Just come to page 56 of my note, just to refresh your Lordship memory. My Lord has seen it. 56, small page 56 of my note. That suffix is ignored by my learned friend. My learned friend ignores the suffix. Does my Lord have page 56?
What suffix is it?
At least he's interested in my argument. Not agreeing, but interested.
The learned attorney forgot to mute it. So,
That's correct.
yeah, he was speaking to himself.
Saying what suffix is assisting advocate will show the
I'm sorry for the interventions.
Yes.
page 56 is the suffix. My Lord sees the 4th line of page 56.
Yes.
The bill falls through unless the procedure indicated in the proviso is followed. If my Lord reads it like that, no problem. It fits in perfectly. What is the problem? You are creating a problem and then trying to solve it. Now, what my learned friend says is, falls through, full stop. Is the first option, he says. Next is returning, passing, consideration. Those are other options. That's a very...
So he wants to read that he may declare that he withholds the assent therefrom,
Yes.
in which case the bill falls through.
That's it. What about...
Trying to use the words, unless the procedure indicated in the proviso is followed.
That's right.
So if the procedure their argument, as we understand,
Correct.
if the governor decides to declare it to be withheld, then it falls through, save and except where he decides to follow the proviso. In that case, it will not fall. So that appears to be their argument. So the argument that we understand is that there is an absolute power in the governor.
This is the argument with great respect. Their argument has only one merit. It's a simple argument. The word falls through, stops. That's the Lordship's first option. No sending back, no reconsideration, no repassing. She remembers that Kameshwar is not on this issue at all. It's a descriptive sentence which summarizes. Kameshwar issue, just give me 30 seconds more, Malus, at page 55 is a different issue.
Whether a second time reservation is permissible or not.
No, it is in fact a different issue. Malus. Whether a bill is to be granted assent by the governor to become a law first and then refer,
Then send it to the president.
which is quite a Malus, bizarre with respect. It's quite a
The argument was that unless he grants assent,
you can't send it.
he can't
You're not-
reserve it for the president.
The moment the Lordship grants asset becomes the law. Then what do you refer it to the president for? Malus? I'll come to the courts then. Then the courts step in. That was the issue. In the course of that, at page 56, I'm sorry.
Yes.
In the context of that, at page 56, describing it, they say, unless the procedure indicated in the proviso is followed. The short, simple answer is, at any stage when the proviso is being followed, it can fall through. The assembly may not reconsider, the assembly may not repass, it may not send it back to the governor. That is the meaning of unless the procedure indicated in the proviso is followed. It completely harmonizes, unless you want to create a dichotomy.
No, please repeat.
The meaning of falls through, when they used it in the descriptive sense in page 56 and 59, respectively in Kameshwar and Valluri, is simple. When the governor returns it, at any point the bill may fall through unless the procedure of the proviso is followed, which is the assembly may not reconsider it, it may not repass it, it may not resend it back to the governor. That is what it means. It does not mean that the governor is given by an unknown, unwritten letter the power to withhold assent simpliciter by locking in the cupboard. That's 56. Same in Valuri, where also the issue didn't arise directly at all. At page 59, just see the same thing. It's completely ignored. The question in Valuri was Article 252. But leave that, come to 59. Just again, we'll harmonize. In both cases, my learned friend stops at the first step. Come to 250, page 59 minutes of my note. Number 2, he may, except in the case of a money bill, withhold his assent therefrom, in which case the bill falls through unless the procedure indicated in the first proviso is followed, i.e., return the bill to the assembly for reconsideration with a message. It's a descriptive sentence. The issue is not arising in the independent sense. Whereas your lordship returns the bill as a governor, it can still fall through. Falls through many times. Then, Malats, as I end on this, 2 more points. The crucial thing is to give a separate independent head of withholding assent and keeping it with himself. Remember, Malats, withholding assent means neither rejecting nor assenting, doing nothing. Will Malats overturn on its head the entire constitutional scheme? That's the most important argument. Your lordship is then making it a super legislature, a super CM, as far as the governor is concerned. It is contrary to the entire scheme of the constitution we are arguing for the last so many days. In effect, a withholding assent option is an option simply to keep it in limbo, indefinitely, no time period, permanently, semi-permanently. It kills the bill. The governor kills the bill. A killing of the bill is available only to the cabinet government, nobody else.
Legislature.
Which is cabinet form of government, of which the legislature is the main part, but the cabinet is a subset of it. Cabinet is a subset of it. Correct? It can't be a power of killing a bill. The governor, your lordship will have no scheme of the act left, of the constitution left. And lastly, Malas, I'm just picking up on a sentence which fell from my Lord Justice Narasimha. It is not very vital to my argument, but it's just making a last point independently on this, which I end this. Malas, there is no other procedure known in the constitution of this falling through. The only thing known is this procedure in 200 and a separate procedure of lapse in 196. Unless a bill lapses, there is no falling through of a bill. There is no third, fourth, fifth category called falling through. Lapsing is 196. It's a separate defined procedure. It will lapse when it will dissolve. It will not lapse when it will dissolve. It will lapse when it will prorog, etc., etc. We're not concerned with that.
Falling through is an expression of a court, not an expression.
That's my case.
Even interpret it on the basis
No,
of either
I am saying-
Valuri or.
My learned friend's entire argument is based on those 4 lines. Well, that's my argument. Great respect.
Taking two extremes.
Very well. Now, Wallace, I leave that and come to just ending this part at page 61. Just 2 lines. There is obviously no fifth option, which I learned, that's my para 39. Page 61, para 39. I have given 6, 7 reasons for this falling through point. I've left it now, Wallace. I'm on page 61,